Chuck Schumer, it's the only time in my life I can tell you no.
I just want to tell you a question. Do you know you have just broken the record? Do you know how proud this caucus is of you? Do you know how proud America is of you?
Intimidation is the most key tenet of Donald Trump's administration. They want to intimidate institutions, intimidate individuals, and intimidate anyone who is willing to oppose their administration. And one of the loudest voices and most important in that opposition has been Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, who just a couple of days ago was threatened by Pam Bondi and Donald Trump for calling out Elon Musk, and is once again facing a legal threat now from Donald Trump's administration just for delivering a brutal call out in report to a MAGA reporter. It is absolutely nonsensical the way that Donald Trump's administration is trying to scare people out of calling them out, and we are going to get into all of it and just the hypocrisy that is present throughout. But before we do, if I could quickly ask you to leave a like on this video, and if you haven't already, and you enjoy our channel, to hit that subscribe button. It goes a long way, and it really does mean a lot to me now. Before we get into Jasmine Crockett, I want to talk a lot about protest in this video, and we saw a great one out of Cory Booker tonight on the Senate floor.
And if I think it's a call for our country, I have to ask myself how I'm living these words. So tonight, I rise with the intention of getting in some good trouble. I rise with the intention of disrupting the normal business of the United States Senate for as long as I am physically able. I rise tonight because I believe sincerely that our country is in crisis. And I believe that not in a partisan sense, because so many of the people that have been reaching out to my office in pain, in fear, having their lives upended, so many of them identify themselves as Republicans.
Senator Booker has stated that he will remain on the Senate floor tonight, likely continuing into the morning and late into the following day until he can no longer stand. This is exactly the kind of energy we need from Democrats, treating this constitutional crisis and assault on our democracy with the urgency it deserves. People are taking to the streets, and I'll discuss that more later in this video, but it's crucial that our elected officials show the same commitment. Meanwhile, the Trump administration is doing everything possible to suppress our protests, as we saw in a bizarre video that sets up a threat against Jasmine Crockett from Pam Bondi, which I'll highlight here.
I've made it clear, if you take part in the wave of domestic terrorism against Tesla properties, we will find you, arrest you, and put you behind bars. Today, I'm proud to announce that the Department of Justice has unsealed federal charges against another Tesla attacker. We've charged Cooper Frederick in the firebombing of a Tesla dealership that occurred on March 7th in Loveland, Colorado. All of these cases are a serious threat to public safety. Therefore, there will be no negotiating. We are seeking 20 years in prison. The crime was committed in Colorado, and thanks to the great investigative work by the FBI, the defendant was arrested in Plano, Texas. Let this be a warning. You can run, but you cannot hide. Justice is coming.
Donald Trump isn't concerned with the price of eggs, your rent, the stock market, or the rising cost of living. Instead, he's focused on protecting Elon Musk's Teslas and his feelings. Pam Bondi is now saying that anyone who even criticizes a Tesla is a target. Elon Musk is even threatening to investigate a woman just for flipping off a Tesla. And now, they're apparently going after Jasmine Crockett simply for responding to the free press. This is yet another example of their relentless efforts to intimidate and attack. The DOJ is coming after Crockett for one of the most absurd reasons imaginable, but to understand just how ridiculous this is, you need to see this clip.
Hello, Congresswoman.
Horse manure. Well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, well. Wait, Congresswoman Crockett.
But it sounds.
Congresswoman Crockett, you were recently on a Tesla takedown call calling for violence on the 29th.
To be here, right?
Would you like to clarify your comments?
Good luck. As you can see.
Congresswoman, will you condone violence at the Tesla?
You watch that video and think pretty harmless, right? Jasmine Crockett, walking reporter, gets in her personal space, kind of just pushes the camera away, nothing more to it. But that's not what Donald Trump and Pam Bondi think. As we can see in this article right here, Jasmine Crockett's attack on right-wing reporter under review, Trump DOJ official claims acting U.S. Attorney for Washington, D.C., Ed Martin, made clear on Monday that he would weigh whether to charge Jasmine Crockett with a crime in response to a MAGA podcaster claim that she assaulted him on Capitol Hill last week. The questionable incident, it's neither questionable nor an incident, unfolded on Tuesday as Charles Deuse, a reporter affiliated with right-wing firebrand Laura Lomer, shoves his camera phone into Crockett's face. The Texas Democrat can be seen in the clip shared by Lomer and others in MAGA world, appearing to stretch out her hand and cover the camera as she continues walking and chatting with a Republican senator before the clip abruptly ends. As I've said from day one, no one is above the law. Except for January 6th insurrectionist, Martin said Monday in a statement on X, the matter is currently under review by law enforcement authorities. If it is referred to the U.S. Attorney's Office, we will follow the proper procedures to determine whether charges are appropriate. His comments follow Downs' announcement on X that a very big development happened Monday after he filed a police report last week with Capitol Police for assault battery and attempted theft of his cell phone. I just left a formal with the United States Capitol Police down, Stu his followers in a video posted on Twitter, which was shared by Mart. I had to fill out some forms. Talk about the horrific incident where Congresswoman Crockett reached for my phone, scratching me just because I asked her a question about her involvement in a Tesla takedown. So now, my formal complaint has officially been moved to the United States Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C., and we will see what happens next. Really, Donald Trump's DOJ, Donald Trump's STGE attorneys are threatening to arrest and charge Jasmine Crockett because she pushed a phone out of her personal space. Oh, this must be the worst assault we've ever seen in the halls of our Capitol. Oh no, what about January 6th, of course? They don't care. They don't care. All they want to do is try and intimidate. And that's exactly what happened last time. Jasmine Crockett was threatened legal by the Trump administration just for speaking out against Tesla. Remember that this clip right here.
They want y'all to kind of tamp down what you say and hopefully buy into the lies instead of going out there and just telling the truth. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see that Elon Musk, that his money as it relates to Tesla, well, Tesla's tanking right now. And I'm okay with that. So just in case the slow people listening decide to clip this up later, I just want to say that I have never promoted violence whatsoever, yet I've also never made excuse for those violent actors such as the ones on January 6th. So Pam Bondi, if you have an issue with terrorism, maybe you should talk to your boss about locking back up those guys that he let out that participated in January 6th.
When Pam Bondi, though, says, tread carefully, what does that even mean?
Yeah. All it means is that she's attempting to get me to say, oh, I'm going to be scared and I'm just not going to say anything, because they are willing to literally break the law. I mean, that's what we've seen them do. They are ignoring court orders. They are ignoring what our own laws are. When we look at things such as impoundment, things like that, this entire administration is rogue. And this isn't about partisanship. I keep trying to tell people that we are living in the time of good versus evil, right versus wrong. And right now, when we are looking at the black letter of the law and they are deciding, I'm just going to ignore it, then they are wrong. That is clear as day. And right now, they are going after anyone who decides that they will challenge them, whether it's the judges that are sitting on the benches, whether it is lawyers that have decided that they were going to represent their clients to the best of their ability, and most of them won against Trump and his administration. Basically, they are trying to get rid of all voices of dissent.
Okay, well, let's pick up on right versus wrong, because a new memo from the Trump administration in part directs the heads of the Justice and Homeland Security departments to seek sanctions against attorneys and law firms.
Jasmine Crockett was not encouraging anyone to throw Molotov cocktails through Tesla windows. In fact, as I always say, that's unnecessary because they tend to have issues on their own. What she was advocating for was the use of our First Amendment rights while we still have them under this Trump administration. Donald Trump fears protest. He fears mobilization. And that's exactly why we need to take action. The biggest single-day collective protest since Trump's inauguration is happening on April 5th, a Saturday, with demonstrations planned across the country. Trump is attacking our Social Security, Medicare, jobs, and tax dollars. Everything we've paid into and rely on. These essential programs like Medicaid and Medicare are what keep people safe and healthy. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is also going after our livelihoods. No matter what issues matter most to you, they're all under attack. But here's the important part. We still have power in this fight. We can push back. That's why I want you to take part in Hands Off, this nationwide day of action. No matter where you are, your city, town, or state, you can get involved. I'll have links below this video. And while I hope you'll watch until the end to hear from Cory Booker, I encourage you to sign up and take action. I say this intentionally. We should enjoy the community we are building. Yes, times are tough, but there are so many of us who are committed to organizing and fighting back. In these dark times, look around. You're not alone. There are countless others standing with you. That's why I hope to see some of you at these protests. We all need to be engaged. It's what Cory Booker and so many others are emphasizing, and it's what we must do to protect our future.
And so I've tried over the last 25 hours and 1 minute to center the conversation back on what will we do of good conscience. And so I end by saying simply this: where I started was John Lewis. I don't know how to solve this. I don't know how to stop us from going down this road, but I know who does have the power. The people of the United States of America. The power of the people is greater than the people in power. It is time to heed the words of the man I began this whole thing with, John Lewis. He said for us to go out and cause some good trouble, necessary trouble, to redeem the soul of our nation. I want you to redeem the dream. Let's be bold in America with a vision that inspires, with hope that starts with the people of the United States of America. That's how this country started. We, the people. This is a moral moment. It's not left or right. It's right or wrong. Let's get in good trouble. My friend, Madam President, I yield the floor.
We need people willing to fight right now. I want you all to be a part of that. I'm certainly going to be a part of that. Like I said, I have all these links below. I don't have all these links. I have one specific link that sends you to a couple different places where you can get involved in this day of protest against Donald Trump. This disgusting, disgraceful, unconstitutional, criminal, immoral. I could list all the words possible. But broken administration, we have to fight back. We're going to, on this show, you are as well. And if you want to support that, as always, you can hit that subscribe button, leave a like on this video. And if you stuck around to the end, you drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I'll see you soon.